Hello, everyone. My name is Anna Ellis. I'm a Communication Sciences and Disorders major in the California State University system. And I just finished my first year of upper division courses and absolutely loved it. I've watched an insane amount of CUs to the point where I feel pretty prepared for next year. And just to celebrate what I learned, I thought I might do a fun video where I analyzed Best of Maggie Simpson. Um, Basically her skill set and just share with you guys what my clinical thought process is as an undergraduate student. Disclaimer, I'm not a licensed speech language pathologist or speech language pathologist assistant. I'm on my way to get that credential, but just all the stuff of I'm not this is for entertainment purposes only, to see how good I am, get in the ring and try out a whole bunch of stuff. So without further ado, um, I gotta say, at the starting screen right here already, I forgot how this video starts. It's kind of
Kids love that water.
good, positive commentary from Grandpa of children enjoying water, and water can be good sensory play, so it's understandable that Maggie would be attracted to water. We just need to redirect that urge to something more appropriate, like maybe March could set up a sensory bin or something like that.
Oh my Lord!
Stupid babies need the most attention.
That's hard for me to watch. As someone who wants to work in early intervention, that's hard for me to watch.
Daddy.
Oh, and we have a first word right there, a first verbal word, but I would say that Maggie has a lot of instances where she communicates in very effective ways with her caregivers, which makes me feel optimistic if she is in the age bracket to be a late talker, that she might just be a bit of a late bloomer, that kind of a thing. And I think this upcoming clip has some very interesting imitation skills.
No, Maggie, bad baby.
Keep her away from me, Marge. She's got that crazy look in her eyes again.
So television's responsible.
Exactly, right there. Children imitate what they see in adults, in the media. I remember Kelly Chaco talked about how some children learn aggressive behavior through watching superhero movies, and reducing input like that can help, make, we once be a little bit less, you see how experienced I am with how I'm talking. But here we see, I think within this, I haven't watched this episode, but it looks like Maggie has been given a more, a different way, a less scary way to interact with her parents. And she watched the modeling of a more pro-social behavior of
Oh, hey,
offering a
thank
glass
you.
of water or lemonade or whatever that is. So that's good. Homer's still a bit traumatized, understandably. No, this is the episode where Marge has left. It's so sad. Oh my god, and I cried.
Daddy doodly.
So I think that's daddly doodly sounds like variegated babbling to me, as far as I know. And she removed her passive, which is interesting. So I think her verbal language is delayed because she uses the pacifier so much. I'm not the kind of SLP who would try and wean the baby off of that when there's other ways to communicate that are just as valid. I don't know. I'm a little bit liberal when it comes to thinking about introducing AAC and like whatever role with whatever the child is most comfortable with, because in my opinion, in order for something to be truly therapeutic, it has to be a positive experience, just in my book as a prospective SLPA.
Maggie.
Again, learned behaviors from modeling. That's very impressive. That's a lot of coordination.
Fantastic news. We got picked up for a second season.
And my appeal?
Mostly to women 25 to 54. Oh, you mean appeal? Oh,
eye
well, that's not
contact,
happening.
reaching, waving. Persistence is another good thing. I remember learning about that. And she does something really interesting in a moment. She makes a sound. She makes a sound. She understands the cause and effect between I make a sound and the caregiver responds to me, which is super good to have. Good eye contact as well. I'm autistic though, so like eye contact goals aren't necessarily like the biggest thing on my radar, but it's just a thing that I've been taught to notice. I don't necessarily agree with absolutely everything I was taught, and like I kind of bounced off ideas with my professor who was absolutely awesome. I loved her so much. Yeah, but like all the nuance aside, I'm just noticing some fun stuff right here of how Maggie non-verbally communicates in such amazing ways.
What is it, sweetie? Are you gassy? When is she not gassy? Baby burn.
Oh, that persistence
You can
again.
talk. It's the people who can't speak that have so much to share.
That is so true. Which is why we have the entire discipline of like low tech, high tech, all the ASC. And like I've had moments where like I think the autistic cats made like a post about using AAC and how it's helped them, and like a whole bunch of people were like, how do I implement this in my life? And I was like, well, there's a variety of different things, just because they might not have access to speech therapy or whatnot, or they might not even be aware, because like I have some people that I've talked to on social media who didn't even know that swallowing therapy was part of SLP scope of practice. So any opportunity that I can educate people on, actually, an SLP could help with that. I'm the annoying person who does that. I'm so sorry. But just, I feel passionate about my field. That's why I do stuff like that.
Or maybe not.
Well,
wait a
there could
minute.
be a lot going on with Grandpa right there. I'm thinking there might be just something wrong with his articulators. Maybe there's some dysarthria. I'm not sure. I haven't done a speech therapy evaluation on him, but I'm just thinking maybe he has some sort of like other thing going on, Parkinson's disease. Like just because someone's speech is mumbled doesn't mean that they're incoherent. There might be also something else going on. I haven't taken my neuro class yet, so I can't exactly say whether or not it could, like, and I'm also not a doctor, so like based off of what I've been told by another one of my favorite professors is that doctors do the diagnosis and the SLPs do the treatment. So kind of a thing. I know that's not like I'm still new and I'm still learning. I'm still a student. I remind myself that all the time. You are a student. So you're still learning a lot. But yeah, I'm just saying Grandpa might need could use some help, could use some opportunities to be given a chance to have the people around him consider that maybe he is trying to speak the best he can, but they're just something, I'm thinking there may be something wrong with the articulators.
I think there's a show about teaching a baby sign language.
Yes. ASL is great. I got to take an ASL class this semester and it was so cool and amazing. Yeah. Baby Einstein. That's quite a complex sentence for a little toddler to be able to do. That's 3. Like, I think telegraphic speech happens at like 2 years of age. So 3 words utterance is very impressive. But I do understand that sign language can help because a child's speech mechanism develops after like their other mechanisms, because in my textbook it talked about how like basically everything from the pelvis up needs to develop before we can get those fine graded movements within the mouth. So, but the thing is, babies are able to understand speech and, want to express themselves before that. So sign can be helpful to alleviate some frustration, or maybe the child does end up deaf or hard of hearing. And in that case, sign language means that their language exposure has been excellent because they've been exposed to sign from an early age. So I'm thinking as a prospective parent or whatnot, I'm thinking I definitely would want to incorporate sign. And also as an autistic individual, it's really helpful to, like, it was hard. I have an entire other video about that. But I'm thinking it could be helpful, since I'm expecting autistic kids, to introduce a little bit more know-how and exposure to reading body language, because it's gotten me in trouble in the past of being unable to read people. So that's another place where sign language could help an autistic child. I could talk on and on about that, but let's keep on going with the video.
Oh, I could finally talk to my baby.
Look at
Maggie,
that.
we have a fun week of repetitive drills ahead.
Drill work doesn't work. What works based off of what SLPs have posted on social media, all that stuff, is play-based. Make it fun, not repetitive. And there's something, I'm going to observe Marge and then make some suggestions for parent coaching in regards to how to improve the chance of Maggie learning the connection between the sign and, everything else. Just the
I wonder what the
cognitive
kid was so upset about.
Maggie has excellent observation skills. Right here. She understood that this man needed help, which is, like, from a cognitive standpoint, that is really good to see. Of like, she, like, that's really good. So she is able to ask help for herself, but then also ask help for other people. That's amazing. That's awesome.
Don't worry, little baby. I'll be okay till morning.
If you can't tell, I really try and use the strengths-based approach in regards to therapeutic stuff, just because of the neurodiversity stuff that I'm aligned with. So yeah.
Now I'm screwed.
Congratulations, babies. We've learned some great signs today. I hope you don't want more, because we're all done, because our government funding ran out.
Okay, Maggie, do you want more, or are you all done? More or 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 all done? More.
So Marge gets more and more frustrated because it's not working. And here's my ideas of why this might not be working. So first of all, Marge is not pausing long enough to allow Maggie to consider signing more. It's repetitive, which is good. We want to see that. We work with babies and toddlers. They love repetitive stuff. But this is she's using drill work, and it's not like a play-based thing. So like I would probably say, like, I'm gonna completely embarrass myself, but like, Maggie, do you want more? I would probably make it only target one thing, and that would be more. Maggie, do you want more? Do you want more? Do you want more? Mommy wants more. Mommy, you want more? Yes, you want more. Mommy wants more. Mommy gets more. Maggie, do you want more? I see you want more. Here we go. Do you want more? Do you want more? And then just have an entire session to cycle through that. And notice that I was using parentese, modulating my tone of voice of like up and down. Parentese is talking like this, and we know that babies tune into this a little bit more than just typical adult boring speech. Yeah, that's helpful to know. So that's kind of what I would suggest to Marge right there, is target one word, slow down, make it fun. Babies don't want to work with you. It's not fun, because right now I think Maggie's gonna just game the system like, yay, mommy's feeding me. And she does more all done before she gives me another whatever it is they're eating. That's all that's happening right there. And like, I don't think Maggie is able to segment between more and all done. We got to see how she perceives speech earlier, and it's interesting that she hasn't segmented things yet. She is in tune to emotion, so maybe there is something up with her hearing that might be good to evaluate. But she was able to say daddy completely fine, so I don't know. I'm not a diagnostician. I'm just a student who's enjoying analyzing this for fun because I'm a nerd. But like, it's interesting that the speech from her perspective was garbled. So that means her segmentation might need some work, which means one word at a time would work best.
More are all done. More are all done. Oh,
Yeah.
great. Now I'm out of.
Where's Maggie? Who
I don't know why,
cares?
but I always-
shut
I always
up. You
skip this
shut
older-
up.
I don't know why, but I always want to skip this older one. I just want to skip it, so I'm just gonna skip it. Yeah. Oh, here comes my favorite part. Oh. Yeah, of course Maggie's fine.
She is such a baby.
Yeah, she is a baby. You
I'm going to.
did you see that? It's so short, but you suck. Do you know what she's able to do here? She's able to recognize that both of these words have deeper meanings than just you, like in conversation, you know, meaning like you, or in Spanish, tú, just to clarify what we're talking about. But then there's also the grapheme, you, of the orthography. So she understands that this corresponds to the, you know, word in English, you, and then suck has several meanings here, and she understands that as well. She's using A, C right here, in my opinion. She's not communicating verbally, but she is augmenting with this block independently. And, you know, she has the understanding that you suck means the action with her pacifier or making whatever you call it. And then suck can also mean someone's bad at something. So she's very intelligent here in communicating. And this is just awesome what I'm seeing here from like a clinical perspective. This is so cool. I hope you see it.
Going to bed.
You don't understand me. Only she understands me. Another round, kid?
Aw. She indicated, but she shook her head no, which is good. That's good to see. She understood. So in this case, she understood Homer's intent. Maybe not exactly the words, but she did understand the emotions when the speech was garbled. And we don't know like the timeline here. Maybe like that was earlier, now it's later, where she's able to segment. Like, of course, it's like a longitudinal view, but then I also understand that she isn't technically developing, and like, you know, I'm not a huge Simpsons person. I just love Maggie a lot. So yeah, feel free to nerd out in the comments all you want about this, the technicalities and the storyline, everything. Go ahead. She understood that the doll represents a human and it's in the passenger seat, which is, and then she readjusts it, which is a nice thing. That's so sweet. Like, look at her understanding right there of what those things are.
I got here after you did. Time to whiz in a foaming bowl of china. Oh! A line for the bathroom, what gives?
I don't know, but whoever's in there
I
is
want to
taking
skip
their...
this one because, oh god, oh no. This one doesn't really have to do with speech. It's more about like just, oh my goodness, just makes me really. She ends up being okay. Yeah, there she is.
How'd you get her out?
I tried the coat
Oh.
hanger again. I don't...
But interesting, if you follow Maggie's eye contact, she looks up at her mom. That's interesting. She's checking in with her mom's emotions and facial expressions, which is very intriguing. I don't necessarily do that, and like all that nuance of like I'm trying to evaluate this in a completely neutral way of like no development is good or bad. It's just some development might benefit from some more support. That's all.
I don't understand why we only try ideas once.
The door. Now I'll never get to pee.
Listen, Maggie, can I call you Maggie? Is there a way I can get you to put that pacifier down?
She's using a very good refusal skill. She is avoiding eye contact here from someone she doesn't like. She is non-compliant, which I honestly like to see. I'm scared if a child is compliant with everything. Because that means are they able to say no? Like that's so important. The ability to say no and refuse things and refuse people that might not be safe for them. And I'm just glad if a child has that survival instinct in them. And if not, that might be something that I would talk to my supervising SLP about of like, hey, I think we could work on some stranger danger stuff.
Oh, don't worry. I'll be here as long as it takes.
She also understood this guy's intent. Again, maybe not his complete speech. Well, her speech understanding here is probably a little bit better than the garbled stuff. So again, there's the question of like, what is she able to understand? It's so intriguing to me.
You know, if you cooperate, I can talk to your mother about a reduced timeout.
Again, her refusal skills are so great.
Look, you wanted a helicopter. I got you a helicopter.
Oh, right. And this guy is trying to get rid of her pacifier. I don't think that's going to happen. I mean, I understand that at a certain point in time, using the pacifier excessively could cause dentition development to be disrupted, and and like dentition is like part of like the speech mechanism, so that's where I would be concerned. But if Maggie is like under a certain age, I'd probably not be too concerned. I mean, I'm just sharing with you my thoughts and my ideas that are a little bit leaning away from some of current clinical practice, but yeah. Oh my god. Next one.
Okay, I've got your nose. And if you want to see your nose again.
She knows that her nose is right there, so she understands what he is talking about. She understands a body part. That's awesome. We want to see that. That's so good. She knows that's not her nose as well, so just her inferencing is just so great here of like she's not fooled by this. And also holding something like a body part hostage is not, I would not want to do that in speech therapy. I know, like, based off what I've heard from the autistic community, even like some simple things is like, oh, you can have your thing after you comply. That kind of a thing is problematic, and I don't want to do that kind of a thing as a clinician, is all I know.
You'll give me that pacifier.
Oh no, you don't threaten a baby. Refusal skills again. I just love Maggie so much. She's so amazing. Aww. But that was a speech pathology undergraduate. Analyzing the best of Maggie Simpson. This was an absolute delight to do. Thank you so much for caring and watching. I gotta bounce, but thanks so much, everyone. Comments are appreciated. Absolutely everything, I'll read it. Thanks. Goodbye. Bye.